how to derive demand function from perfect complement utility function. Suppose we have a perfect complement utility function. This is utility is equal to minimum of ax comma by. Okay, this is our fixed proportion utility function where a consumer consumes the goods in a fixed proportion. Okay, and given this utility function, let us suppose the consumer is facing the budget constraint, that is the price of good x times units of good x plus price of y times units of good y will be equal to the total income of the consumer. Okay. So in case of Leontief utility function, so we call it Leontief utility function, perfect complementary utility function, or fixed proportion utility function. Okay, these three mean same thing. Okay, so we want to maximize the utility function of the consumer subject to the constraint that he is facing. Okay, so in case of this fixed proportion utility function, so consumers, what does the consumer do? He buys the goods in a fixed proportion, and the equilibrium in this case is, that is, we equate whatever is in the parenthesis, that is for equilibrium or optimal mix. For optimal mix, what does the consumer do? He equates whatever is in the parenthesis, that is ax is equal to by. Now the intuition behind what is meant by this, I have explained it in earlier videos about the Leontief utility function. I don't have the time this time. Okay, so let us solve it for x then. So x will be equal to b upon a y. Okay, now we plug this value of x is equal to b upon a y into the budget function. That gives us price of good x times the value of x is this b upon a y, plus then we have price of y times units of good y should be equal to the income of the consumer. Let's take y common, so y, we are left with price of x times b upon a plus price of y is equal to m. Solving further, so transpose it here, it gets divided. So y will be equal to, or let me write it here, y will be equal to m upon price of x times b upon a plus price of y. That is the demand function for good y. To find out the demand function for good x, plug y is equal to this stuff in this equation. So x will be equal to, demand function for good x will be equal to, so we have b upon a times the value of y is this m divided by price of good x upon b upon a plus price of good y. Okay, so we can rewrite it, that is x star will be equal to, so b upon a can be written as 1 divided by a upon b. Okay, then we have m upon price of good x b upon a plus price of y. Okay, so we can again rewrite it, that is x star will be equal to, so let's multiply this a upon b to each of these terms, so we'll get m divided by px times b upon a times a upon b plus we have py times a upon b. So here a, b, b gets cancelled. That means demand function for good x will be equal to, that will be equal to the total income upon price of good x plus py times a upon b. This is how do we derive the demand function when we have the Leontief utility functions. Okay, so graph is pretty simple. Okay, so let me see if I am within the limit. So we have good x on the horizontal axis, good y on the vertical axis with the given budget line. Consumer's indifference curve will be L-shaped in this case, because y we have the king in this case, because the consumer consumes goods in the fixed proportion. So here let us suppose this is our X star and this is our Y star. That is the demand function for good X and Y. I hope I make myself clear in this video. Thank you.